Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Hillbilly Doomsday. Hillbilly Doomsday is developed by Uncle Frost Team, published by Sometimes You, and releases on June 29th, 2022 for a price of $4.99. Please note this game does have a stack, so you can get a full 1000 gamer score if you want on Xbox One and on Xbox Series XS. So, what is Hillbilly Doomsday? This game is a run and gun style game where you're pretty much just going to be killing a bunch of, zombie fruit creature things that you're just going to constantly be like hack and slashing around. And while you're playing and going through the levels that are honestly fairly simple, you're going to have opportunities to pick up coins that later in the game will give you chances to upgrade your gear and fight all the weird, like, hillbilly style fruit monster things that want to try to kill you. When you first dive into the game here, so you're actually seeing me play it on the Xbox Series XS. I've been playing on Xbox One, but, thought I'd show you guys the very beginning for the sake of this review. You're going to be able to just get introduced to the basic controls. So you move around with your left stick, A button jumps, and X slashes. You also get different kind of weapons, but to be honest, I think the only real weapon you need is to use your little shovel here and just whack and slash everything. The first enemy you kind of get introduced to are these little tomato guys, and then those are quickly going to ramp up into all kinds of little enemies that want to try to attack you. You can pick up these little hamburgers to regain your health, but nonetheless, there's not a lot of difficulty in the sense of this game. You'll have a couple lives if you die too many times in a level. It simply just has you restart that level and run. But you're just going to be running through, beating the living crap out of whatever enemies are in front of you, enjoying the little bit of a awkward story that the game presents, and then going from there. There are explosives and different things that you can interact with and get hit with, so just kind of be careful of your environment. And just take your time when it comes to all your movements and think about the actions that you're going to work toward. Um, Overall, though, the game will have some little systemic options where you have to figure out little puzzles. You can get various little like pickups, as you can see here. We got some little loot chests, and sometimes you'll have to hit switches and levers to kind of navigate through the levels. But you're pretty much just going to run through a handful of stages, and then when you get to the end of those stages, every so often you'll run into some bosses that you'll have to encounter and fight, and that's generally where you're going to get achievements and then opportunities to buy upgrades and things like that within the game. But for the most part, the main simplistic nature of the game is going to have you just doing this main run back and forth, hack and slash everything, go from one end to the other of the level, and that's about it. Like I said, the game does present you with different items and weapons and kind of very awkward and gross at times, um, kind of dialogues and stuff, but you're not really going to have to do too much more than just this main simple run around, hit X slash things. Um, you can hold down your X button, but honestly, you kind of get a little bit of a faster reaction time just mashing your X button, and to be honest, that's probably what's going to help keep you more enthralled into this game more than anything. There's going to be occasional interactive points, but for the most part, like I said, it's the same back and forth overall. As far as the art style, I love this bit style artistry to the game. 8-bit and 16-bit games are honestly some of my favorite, just because I love seeing what people can do with pixels, and I've always been a big fan of like pixel-esque games. I mean, heck, video games in general started with pixels, with Mario and asteroids and everything way back in the day. So, this is what we, grew up knowing to love and what really developed the game. And it's neat to see a little bit of a different take on that same style. Um, the levels are going to pretty much be the same, straightforward. You're going to encounter some that have you go either left or right, like I said, solving puzzles, or vertical ascents that are going to progress throughout your game. But overall, there's not going to be a whole heck of a lot of stuff to experience with this game outside of really what you're seeing here on the screen with me playing right now. You're going to encounter some things that'll frustrate you, but if you just keep working at them over time, you'll be able to parkour your way around whatever levels and obstacles you have ahead of you. And most of the enemies for the most part are pretty straightforward and easy to beat. You collect the money pretty easily and kind of get all your upgrades. So nothing's really too overly difficult. It's just, you got to get through and grind through this game, and that's going to be the biggest thing to deal with. As far as the price point, I love that it comes in at a $5 price point. It's just an easy landing point for this game. I don't think if it was, any higher, it would really be worth it. But if, you want something that's kind of quirky and odd, this is definitely probably a game right up your alley. If you are looking for something more like story driven and a lot more depth, probably not the game for you, but nonetheless, though, it's still a fun little game that has its own little sense of quirkiness and comedy to it that I think most people would enjoy, especially for $5. And if you own both platforms and you really want to just grind and work toward everything at the same time, you can do that as well. Outside of that, though, if you have any questions or want to know more about the game, let us know down below in the comments. Like I said, I enjoyed this game. I definitely think it's worth a pickup if you've got $5 and want something just a little different to play on the platform. It's kind of interesting how we're hitting a little bit of a wave of redneck style team games, but hey, developers and stuff I'm sure talk to each other, so it's definitely an interesting thing when it comes to video games. But yeah, outside of that, I hope you enjoyed the review. Any questions, let me know down below in the comments. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time.